can you tell me about who Ray Peyton is and who they are, who the family is to NASCAR?
I can, except their name is Peyton.
Peyton, sorry.
You know what they are? They're a Southern California family who's has a history in NASCAR. And California has, I think, for a long time had a presence in NASCAR. NASCAR originally came out of the South in America, so but California had they had a presence in Southern California. So you know, I've had a father who was a very famous driver, and then I became a pretty good driver. My son's not doing so well, and then Lindsay Lohan plays my daughter, who actually ends up saving the family and continuing the legacy, because we're in danger of the whole business going under, and once we see how good she is, she kind of ends up saving the family and saving the legacy.
What's going on in Ray's life when we're first introduced to him?
Well, he's an optimist. And you know, this is a guy who lost his wife and has raised the kids himself and tried to keep this big family business and, like I say, legacy together, and doing it without complaining much, doing it without talking much. And he's also a believer that it can all come together. His son, Ray Jr., is not doing well because he really doesn't like it that much, and he really doesn't really want to be a race car driver. I think he's doing it to make his dad. He thinks he's making me happy, and the family's just barely hanging on. When Lindsay comes home, or during her summer vacation, I buy her a car to get around in, which ends up being Herbie, and that's kind of where they are, and when the story starts.
Why is Ray kind of fighting the fact that Maggie's such a great driver and he doesn't want her to really get into it?
Well, because he's afraid of losing her. She's the other, you know, he probably has a little bit of an old idea about what men can do and what women can do, but also, you know, she's the girl in his life, you know, and because he lost his wife, so he is desperately afraid of losing her. Even though he wouldn't say that at the beginning, that's really what's underneath it all. Why
do you think Herbie can come back now after we haven't seen him in so many years?
I don't know. I don't know why. I have no idea. I mean, I think that I don't know that it has anything to do with him coming back. I think, first of all, 80% of this audience probably, or 75% of this audience, or whatever, won't even know what the old Herbie is. It doesn't matter. This movie will just stand on its own. In fact, I think this will start a whole new. I think this is kind of brand new, and will probably, if they end up doing it again, I think the others will become a moot point. You know, it won't matter. Except, I guess, people who had seen the earlier Herbies, you know, it's got a nostalgic feel for them, and it's lighthearted. It's really a totally easy movie to watch. This is a very entertaining movie, this movie.
Who do you think the target audience is for this film?
Well, you know, I would have said, until I saw it, I would have said very young, you know, like anywhere of kids from literally 5 years old, to maybe, you know, mostly, you know, early teens, and then, but now that I've seen it, and their parents, but now that I've seen it, I think it's much bigger than that. I think it's all the parents, all the young kids, and some of the older kids, and I've talked to some people who are in their 20s and 30s and want to see it.